Good afternoon, people. I want to introduce y'all to the first episode of the Dirty Davis Show. Shout out to everybody that made this happen. Shout out to everybody behind the scenes for all this time that been pulling me in this direction, helping me get in this direction, pushing me in the right way, helping me get the correct information. We finally here now. So I'm gonna get right into it. Subject matter of the show is like we dealing with transition. You know, you trying to change your life. You don't have to be coming home from prison. That's just my story. But if you trying to transition from your current living conditions, you're unhappy with where you at in life, with your production, this is where we at. This is where we locking in. This is where we tapping into the Dirty Davis Show, because this is. I gotta start that all over. Good afternoon. I want to welcome everybody to the first episode of the Dirty Davis Show. It's been a long time coming. A lot of people have been working behind the scenes, helping me bring this to y'all, and it's here today. So with no further ado, I'm going to get right into it. The Dirty Davis Show, we're going to focus on transition. Not only people coming home from prison, but people that's trying to transition their lives in general. This is where we at with it today. I'm gonna hit y'all with a couple points. You know, I wrote down, discipline, structure, and determination, health, physical, spiritual, and mental. These are gonna be points of emphasis on the show. We're gonna discuss these in ad nauseum, actually. You know what I'm saying? Because these are things we need to work on most. These are things I need to work on most. Discipline, structure, determination, following through with the things I say. You know what I'm saying? In my past life, I didn't have to follow through. In this life, I have to follow through. We're gonna deal with, the de-glamorization of street life. That shit is dead. That shit is whack. We're not dealing with that. We're not glorifying that. We know what that is. We're gonna talk about that probably in ad nauseum as well, because it's a point of emphasis in my life, escaping, a life of crime and trying to do things the correct way and build something long-lasting. This generational wealth thing everybody keep talking about. You know what I'm saying? It got my interest, so now this is where I am. We're gonna deal with hip-hop culture gonna be at the forefront of all things discussed. You know what I'm saying? It's a fact-based, reality-driven setting to discuss ideas and the necessary steps to bring said ideas to fruition. This is going to be an open forum for that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to occasionally highlight minority business owners. We're going to have a segment on the Dirty Davis Show where we're going to do an in-depth, editorial or a behind the scenes, on different entrepreneurs' lives and how they did it. We're looking for people that's gonna be willing to give up the game, so to say. Like, you lay out exactly what they did to transition and how they got to where they are today, and show basically a step by step. Because in our communities we don't believe it till we see it. So, I want to bring guests on the show from the local community that y'all know and love, and also celebrities as well. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta crawl before you walk. So that's where we at with it. Prison reentry. Prison reentry, that's gonna be paramount. Dudes trying to come home, they face a lot of struggle. Women too, my sisters too. They coming home, they face a lot of backlash, pushback to all their endeavors. And since I've been home, I've been somewhat successful navigating the pitfalls of being on parole, trying to chase your dreams, be a husband, be, a father, punch a clock for somebody else, and work for myself, and, have a social time. I know about going to get them food stamps when you first come home. I know about having to go, find all these points so you can get certain licenses and IDs and things of that nature. Having the PCP, some of us come home and we got, health issues and prescriptions, and we come home and we don't got a primary care physician. So, I can navigate, help brothers navigate that a little bit. I'm learning as I go, and it's also going to be a forum for people to chime in, and to give their opinions and the comments, and let people know, what's worked for them, and what they could be doing if they can't get on the show, if they're in another state, if they're wherever they are, Mental health and self-esteem, you put up these fronts, we wear these masks, we got all this designer, we go on all these trips, we eat at all these nice restaurants, but a lot of us dealing with self-esteem issues, and it has nothing to do with how you look or how much money you make. We struggling with shit. Some of us got good self-esteem in bad places, and some of us got terrible self-esteem in the good places where we need to have it. So mental health is going to be big on the Dirty David show, because it's something I struggle with. Anxiety, panic attacks. We're going to delve into that and the solutions and what some of the things that work holistically, natural medicine. We don't always want to run to the doctor, even though it's okay to, because I did before. And lastly but not least, the usual hang-ups for street dudes turning their lives around. We gonna beat that horse till it's dead, and then some. Because this shit ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? And try to act like, I don't give a fuck what nobody think. But in reality, we do. We make a lot of our decisions based on what other people are doing around us. And we don't want to admit that, because that's a follower trait. A lot of us are scared to lead. A lot of us don't want to be first to stop doing something. We want everybody else to do it. So when we stop doing it, it'll look cool. It'll be okay. We don't want to do it when it's awkward, when nobody else is doing it. The time is now. I'm sweating like a motherfucker because I'm nervous. But basically all those points that I touched on, that's what the show is going to be about. Pretty much everything I said. And some shows is going to be more about this, some shows are going to be more about that, some shows are going to be more well-rounded. But I'm learning as I go, and this is what I have for y'all. But I want to share with y'all a little bit, a quick summary of my life story. Look, I'm sweating like a motherfucker. I want to share a little bit of my life story so y'all can understand why I'm doing this shit. For years, a lot of the things that I'm going to say right now, I'm 46 years old. I've been holding most of my life. My heart is racing. I wish somebody could feel my chest. But my earliest memory of my father, I don't know if it's my earliest memory, but it stands out. I had to be about 3 or 4. And I was in the bathroom, and I just know it was like a bathroom setting. It's like blurry. And my father was in there, and he was in the toilet, leaned over with a needle in his arm. And I remember my aunt Stephanie Griffin on Facebook, shout out to her, my godmother, her coming to get me and taking me out the bathroom because he was watching me while my mother was at work. Steph, probably about 17, 18 at the time, was in the house, and she came and got me. She came and got me, and that's like the first memory of my pops. And we're gonna fast forward. I remember one day, 1987, it was November. I woke up, I'm in the 3rd grade, Miss Williams' class. I had a black teacher. She was beautiful, excellent, beautiful person. And they woke me up, my mom's woke me up, like, all right, let's get ready for school, regular day. You know, I got up, brushed my teeth, you know, washed my face, got dressed. My mother probably made me something to eat, and I was going to Danforth. And I don't know, I was living in Creekside, 122 Ford Ave, apartment 4, right across from Doom. Doom was living across the street. And I go to school. I don't know if I caught the bus or I walked back then. I went to school. And next thing I know, they calling me to the office. David Traps, report to the office. Da, 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 da. So I goes to the office. And my Aunt Nita in there, rest in peace. My cousin Danny, the God Unique. And Sha Greer's grandmother. My Aunt Nita in there, she like, I'm here to get you. She like, yeah, what's going on? She like, yeah, now everybody at Bernie house. Bernie, my aunt, was married to my uncle, my mother's brother, my cousin BJ Mons, rest in peace to Bernie. And everybody at Bernie house, so we go over there. My father dead. Everybody over there, they crying. Da 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 da. So, loved my father at the time. You know, it crushed me. My stepfather, Lonnie Bradford, shout out to him, my real father. And but it crushed me. You know, I loved my father at the time. I'm a child. All I know is he's my dad. And when I woke up that morning, my father was dead on the couch. He had OD from heroin. My mother woke up, found him, covered him up, got me ready for school, sent me to school. And so I got ready and went to school. My father dead on the couch the whole morning. I don't even know. You know, I got the same story like a lot of us. You know, my parents got high, my mom's smoking crack, you know, at a young age. You know what I'm saying? This 86, 87, 89. So if it's 86, I'm 7. It was 80, 87, I'm 8. If it's 88, I'm 9. So, you know, everybody going through that. That's a regular process, you know. My mom's getting high. I remember I'm like 10 years old one time. I'm like, Mom, walk in the door. My moms and my step-pops, they in there, they getting high, they smoking crack. I see my mom taking the jump. So, you know what that did to a nigga, like walk in, you see your mom smoking crack in the room. Make me go back in my bed, I lay in my bed and I cry. Like, why is she doing that? If she loved me, I'm her son. So you know a couple of our moms smoke, we outside. Niggas like, yo, your moms get high. How your mom smoke crack? We seen Lonnie in that black and green truck. He was buying dimes. We seen him buying dimes. Your mom was in the car with him. You know what that shit did to a nigga? That shit hurt you. Your friends don't. We kids. They don't know that they hurting you. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. Because they moms do it. His moms do it. Don't let you be the one when your moms work and don't get high. Nigga, y'all got all the snacks. Everybody staying night over there. But it's this shit everybody dealing with. It's the regular shit. So I'm in the streets. You know, I'm growing up. Start selling drugs. 91, 90, 12 years old. Regular shit. Start stealing cars. I go to DFY. So we get home visits every month. We get home visits every month. And I was getting in trouble. I went there in January. I didn't make a home visit until October. My moms came and seen me one day in like August. Lincoln Hall paid for my moms to come, get on the train, come see me, stay in the hotel, see me the next day, then go back the next day. So she like, yo, I need you to be good. I need you to make it home. This is maybe like September. Because when she told me that, I was like, all right, Mom, I'll make it home. I was good. I made my home visit. I made my visit October. I was with my brother and Thug. We was at Turner's on the west side. I stole Thug Clute. Raekwon and Jodeci had just came out. The remix. Stole their shit. We drinking Wild Mode, Old Dirty Bastard. Mariah Carey out. I make the November home visit Thanksgiving. I make the Christmas home visit. I come home January. So my mother like, yo, come home one day. You know, I'm running the streets and shit. This after I get caught. And I blow my chance to go to Clark Atlanta. I'm supposed to go from Lincoln Hall straight to Clark Atlanta University to an HBCU. Because I'm scoring all high on these tests. And my counselor, Miss Kent from Queens, shout out to her. She got a gap between her teeth. Black woman from Queens. She was, you know what I'm saying? She loved us. She cared about us, man. And she was a Clark Atlanta alumni. She graduated from Clark and she was a counselor at Lincoln Hall. So I said, yo, let me go home. Let me see my mom. Let me see my friends. I come home from Lincoln Hall January 31st, 96. I get caught with 10 dimes and Mr. Lucky's on Midland and Colvin, February 19th, 19 days later. In between this time, my mother tell me, yo, come home. Come home. She sit me down in the room. We at Lonnie crib, we in Palatine Gardens. And she say, yo, I'm sick. And I say, what you mean you sick? And my mother like, yo, I got HIV, but it's AIDS now. So I'm like, what? So you know I break down, I'm a kid. I'm 16. So I'm like, what? Yeah, but that ain't it though, y'all. That ain't it though. That ain't it though. So I'm like, I'm in the street now. I'm 16. I've been outside 4 years. So the first thing I say, yo, what, Lonnie gave you this shit? You know, because my step-pop smoked crack. You know, motherfucker smoked crack. I'm thinking he tricking with crackhead bitches, blah, blah, blah. He done can't gave my mom some. She tell me, nah. Your father used to shoot heroin when he was fucking with them needles. He gave it to me. I say, what? So my pops killed my moms. Fast forward, I get grown. I start talking to grown-ups, you know, my grandmas, my Aunt Jeanette, you know, everybody. And one of the rumors is this faggot nigga killed this show because he had HIV and gave it to my mother and couldn't tell her, bring it to herself, like you killed yourself and you had to all that, did that, then you gonna kill yourself and not face the music? So now I don't got no parents. I can't even love this nigga memory. You killed my mother. I've spent my whole life missing you, nigga. I catch 2 more drug charges. Before my birthday, May 4th, I come home January 31st. I catch 3 drug charges from January 31st, 96 to May 4th, 96. They give me a bullet for one, a bullet for the other one, dismissed another one. They run the bullets concurrent, I do a year. But the day before I get sentenced, I'm in the box, I go see my mom's. And Super Lou, shout out Lucius Paul, he got like 2,500. Anybody who was in the Justice Center back then, 95, 96, no Super Lou had the do-rag with the bathrobe, with the leather slippers, like he was a mafia don when the box still had commissary and phones. Keep mad loonies of weed, but he had 2,000-3,000 and straight hundreds in his pocket in the Justice Center, and I counted. You was there, you know. He tell me to tell a lawyer my bail only $1,500 for the charge I'm down there for. That's $150. But I don't got no money. Ain't nobody checking for me. I'm a kid. I ain't got no girlfriend. He tell him, yo, tell your lawyer, you got the cash to bail out, and I'm gonna bail you out so you can go to your mother's funeral. I go to court March 5th. My mother died March 4th. I tell my lawyer, yo, my mother died yesterday. I got the money cash to bail out right now. Could you tell the judge to postpone my sentencing and sentence me next week? The judge told him, no. You're gonna take this 8 months right now today, or you gonna get ready for trial. I'm 17 years old with no money, but my mother just died. He told me I couldn't go. My Aunt Sharon, she comes up, my whole family, they take me on a deathbed visit. They got me handcuffed. They tell motherfuckers they can't touch me, don't talk to me. They got them locked away in some visitor room. They walk me down the aisle, my whole family crying, screaming. They walk me into my mother. My mother, 90-something pounds, she can't speak. They telling me she can understand, though. I got 2 sheriff deputies standing right there with me while I'm boo-hoo crying as a 17-year-old kid trying to have my last moment with my mother, but they standing there watching me. I couldn't even tell her what I wanted to say because I was ashamed. These people standing there watching me, I couldn't even tell my mom what I wanted her to say. So my mom's holding on. Everybody seeing my mom's. So my Aunt Sharon going there. And my mother got 2 kids. And Sharon said she told my mother, Virginia, don't hold on. David gonna be all right. But my mother stopped breathing. I was a terrible piece of shit. I used to tell my mother, I hate you, I hope you die, because she wouldn't buy me a certain pair of sneakers, a certain Genesis game. I made my mother feel ashamed about smoking crack and used the addiction against her to make her buy me stuff. My mom's died when I was in jail. Not only was I in jail, I was in the SHU. My homeboys couldn't even give me a hug. I never dealt with that shit. And I never told nobody like how my mother died. Like my friends, all my friends from my neighborhood, I told maybe 2 or 3 of them later in life, maybe in the last couple years, but there's so many people who don't know that, who've been friends with me 35 years, that my mom's died from AIDS, and I was ashamed of that. Toya, I told you when I was going live earlier, that embarrassment killed my mother. My mother stopped taking her medicine because them women who work at the health center downtown was telling people my mother had HIV, was in her medical records, and she was embarrassed to go down there and get her medicine, to get her prescription filled, because It's girls who be looking at people medical records, telling people business, and that shit killed my mother. Cause she was embarrassed to go get her medicine. What if she would have took her medicine and been taking her medicine right like Magic Johnson? He ain't have no special medicine because he was rich. He just took it. What if my mom's wasn't embarrassed and would have took her medicine? She could have been alive. My mother never seen my kids. Being ashamed, she held that shit in. She didn't tell nobody, and my mother died. It's people that's holding shit in that's gonna die behind that shit. For years, I felt like, if you love me, then why are you getting high and smoking crack? You love that more than me because you hurting me. You chose that over me. That shit crushed me for years. Because I didn't understand addiction till I started getting high. Till I started sniffing cocaine, smoking weed, drinking liquor, recreationally abusing perks. Now I understand. She ain't choosing over me. This is why I'm him. Because this shit ain't break me. I spent 21 years of my life in prison, and I'm 46. From 0 to 12 don't count. 0 to 12 don't count. So only got 34 years. Now the 34 years, 21 of them gone. It ain't break me. My name Dirty Dave, Sucio David. It's no stories of me snaking one of my homeboys. None of them can. They could tell you a whole bunch of fuck shit I did. None of them got a story about me crossing one of them, going behind their back doing anything. Not one of them. I never broke into nothing, stole, fucked, a baby mother. Never did no grimy shit. I went upstate. I ain't on no psych meds. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? I'm not shooting at nobody. I wasn't up north fucking with no chumps. You know what I'm saying? I'm not shooting at people that's LGBTQ. I wasn't up north getting high on drugs, smoking spike. I didn't give up. They like, yo, this nigga Dirt, he don't got the most money. Why he be popping all that shit? Son not the toughest nigga. Why he be popping all that shit? Son don't got the most jury. Son ain't been the most places. Son is not the livest nigga. I am the flyest nigga. They like, where's his accomplishments for him to be so cocky and confident? Y'all see me on social media, you know I be ranting and raving. This is why, not because I have any money. Not because I got this kind of car, this kind of house. Because I ain't gave up yet, nigga. Nothing can't break me, nigga. Nothing can't break me. I'm not never gonna quit, nigga.